Hi everyone, this is Debono of the Fortune Teller Shop. Did COVID-19 escape from a lab? So did it actually escape from a lab is the question. So did COVID-19 escape from a laboratory? So I've taken 5 cards out. Let's see what we get. Star. Let's see. Moon. Now this one can be about escape because it's the moon, okay, and the moon is murky and it comes out at night and we can't see clearly, and it's got the wild animals there, the fox and the hound, or the dog and the wolf and the fox, and we've got a road it's sneaking through. So the star, not sure about the star yet. Let me just get a feel of this. This is about disappointment. So this is looking like, well, if we look at the image, it's a person who's crying because something has spilt. A Wheel of Fortune. And then the Death card. This looks to me like it probably did escape from a lab. Maybe it wasn't created in a lab, but it seems to have escaped, because this one to me is escape. This one is someone crying over spilt milk, someone crying over something that has been spilt. Okay, the Wheel of Fortune can be about things kind of moving around, getting out into the environment. And the Death card to me is about death spreading, especially with the Wheel of Fortune. It's almost like things are out of control, or they spinning out in the environment, and this is almost like the COVID itself, like death got out. So this is interesting because I actually think this does talk about it escaping. Now the star could be people, scientists, with their test tubes. I mean, the star is a woman and she's, mixing liquids. The star is generally a good card. It usually means inspiration, creativity, something, spiritual. It could even be something like inspirational, or, things to do with following the star and finding the path. But it can also represent mixing, the image. I'm reading the image very strongly. It's like a person mixing things. Something got onto a path in the night time. Someone spilt something. It got out into the environment, into the clouds, into the mix, circulated, and it brought death. So this is looking like a yes to me. So what do you think? So I'm going to ask a second opinion. This time I'm going to ask the Lenormand cards. So did COVID-19 escape from a laboratory? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 and 6. Okay, so 6 wanted to come out, so I'll just keep that one. Let's see. The garden. Well, garden represents environment, okay? And it can also represent the population as well. And then we have, this is a good card. This is to do with healing. Okay, wisdom as well. The lily is usually associated with healing, wisdom. So it's sort of saying population healing. Not sure what that's saying exactly yet, but let's keep going. On the road. So again, there's a road reference like the moon card in the tarot. The key, something opened. And the house. Getting out to the public, like, okay, and the sun. Okay, the Lenormand is not as clear as the tarot for me. So it's sort of saying public health or public wisdom, knowledge. Things are, going in different directions, but it's also on the road movement, and then it opens up the house. The house to me in this case is sort of indicating people's homes, like domestic location. So this is like public space, and this is sort of like private space. And then the sun represents yes. So in a Lenormand, the sun is a yes card as well. So I'm a little bit less clear on this spread, but I still think it's saying yes to me. It's sort of saying like public health was on the road or got diverted, and the key was people's homes, or it impacted or opened up the private space. So people having to stay at home and affected at home. And the Sun card is a yes card. It's a positive card, but it's also a yes, because I'm asking the question of, did the virus escape from a laboratory? This is also suggesting yes, it did. I'm going to pull an extra card, which I'm not supposed to do with Lenormand. I'm just going to pull an extra card on top of that lily. Fox, yeah, it means fox is something escaped, because the fox is a trickster. It's like the fox got out and escaped. Okay, so I'm feeling like this is a yes again, like the tarot as well. Okay, it is a little bit convoluted, but I still think it's a yes. So now I'm going to ask the Mystic English deck the same question. Let's see what it wants to add to the story. So I'm going to start with 3 cards. 2 and 3. Okay, these two wanted to come together. So let's see. Did the coronavirus escape? Again, we've got the stars. Interesting. We have the star card in the tarot. Star snake. Okay, well, traditionally the star can actually mean spreading as well. It actually looks a little bit like viruses, okay? Snake, something slithered and slipped, and then we got something got cut and... Okay, so it's not as clear, this one. This to me is kind of like the virus itself, and this looks like something got cut or stopped. But let's pull out 2 more. Let's see if we get a 5 card. Key again. The key was in the Lenormand cards, and then we've got the time. So it looks like the virus, poison, toxic, spreading, was cut. This also, the scissors also kind of suggests to me, like perhaps scientists, like cloning or cutting, or I mean, I don't know the scientific technical term, but they might have been somehow cutting up the virus or splitting the virus or something like that. But this also suggests something was stopped. But then it shows the door was open, and the clock represents in time. So perhaps in time we are going to find out the truth, whether it was released or escaped from at a lab. This one's being a little bit less direct, these cards, but I do feel the star and the snake together represents the virus itself. I feel like it's pictorially sort of depicting the virus with the stars there. And in the Lenormand and the Mystic English deck, the stars card does actually mean spreading, things spreading out into the solar system and into the universe. Snake to me is virus or poison, but the clock card is sort of saying time will tell, or more time is needed. So perhaps it's not ready to reveal the full picture yet. So we've got to wait and see. But again, this is a little bit suspicious because the virus cards are really depicting the virus here. These two are depicting the virus to me. Okay. So yeah, tell me what you think in the comments. This is Paris Debono of the Fortune Teller Shop.